Hey, 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 rise and thrive together. Here we are. It is for us in Eastern Standard Time, September 4th. It's Labor Day. And what does that mean? That means absolutely nothing to Raquel and I. We are here doing what we love, right? So it's not a labor, right? It's like this work. We're here because we love to be with you. So what does that even mean, Regina? It means that we are a vibrant community, right? We are a community and we are committed to educate, empower, and equip you in getting the results that you want. And how do we do that? Through real talk, real actions, so that you get real results. And that's why we are here. So, welcome, 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 everybody who is watching the replay. Super excited, guys. It's September. We've got a whole new topic this month about suffering. Suffering and how we go from suffering and striving to rising and thriving together. And we've got so much great stuff happening because next week is our premium sponsor, Hal Eisenberg from the Leadership Academy. He's not just going to be on for half an hour, he is going to be on for 1 hour. That's right. Rise and Thrive Together is going to be on for a special 1 hour live webcast episode with Hal Eisenberg. And we are just so excited because he's got incredible things that he is going to talk to us about. He has his book that is going to be newly released called Beautiful Souls, a reality fiction novel. And he is going to talk about his own personal life and the struggles that he has been through and where he is today, thriving brilliantly, working as a social worker in high schools, but more importantly, as a nonprofit that has been around for almost 20 years, really empowering and educating youth from middle school to high school to college, thousands and thousands of youth for our leadership program to make the biggest impact in the world, to have them live the life that they want. So I am so thrilled to have him on there. Lots of little tidbits to share personally. And it's just going to be such an incredible show. So if you get a chance, check out his website and really check out who he's about. Reach out to Raquel and I. We are on the Rise and Thrive Together Facebook page. We're on Instagram. We're on our personal community. Join that community. And we're also on our personal Facebook pages and start asking questions. Get ready for next week's show because this is an opportunity for you to be a webcaster with us. Not let us lead that conversation. We've got an hour. You lead it with us. That's right. That's what Rise and Thrive Together is about. Okay. So, with no further ado, I am excited to bring on my sister from another mister, Raquel. Hey, Rack.
Hey, what's going on, Reg?
Nothing. I'm just excited to be here with you tonight.
Awesome. So, like Reg said, today, this month, not just today, this month is all about struggle, moving from struggling to thriving. How many of you, excuse me, and this may be a loaded question, but I always ask them, how many of you struggle with something, whatever that thing is? I know I have tons of struggles. One of my struggles, sis, I'll be honest, is time management. I'm involved in so many things and I know I need to get better, but I struggle with time management. And I want to move from struggling with time management, and that may seem like so insignificant and small compared to other people that are struggling, but I'm not making a comparison, right? I'm comparing me to me. And so mine is time management. I've got so many things to do, and I feel like sometimes the day just runs away from me. So that's one of my struggles. What's one of yours? And I have a few. Don't get it twisted, but that's the main one. So sis, what's one of your struggles?
I would definitely, it's interesting. I want to say we're on the same path about time management. And this, I have tips and tools. And so the where I struggle is to keep strategies and tips that I can totally share about here tonight. So it's really holding myself accountable
Mhm.
to ensure that management, as I plan it out, flows the way it is. So here's what I'll give you an example of. I have a very specific way that I set up my time. It's got the little notifications, and it'll say, for example, tomorrow morning from 7 to 8 a.m. is going to be my time to journal and meditate, right? So
Mhm.
that alarm goes off in time for me to get up, to go to the bathroom, and then there's another timer that's like, now it's time to do that, right?
Mm.
And what do? It is that repetitive, that struggle of sticking to what I have in my calendar. So I'll click it off, or I'll hit, it's on vibrate. So I don't take the time to really get present and, click that in. Or if I have a very specific time to work on a project and I have to write something and I have that half an hour designated, and then I put my phone far away, but I can still hear the bell. And that is what I'm supposed to do. And I'm not supposed to open up Facebook, and I'm not supposed to, look at Instagram. It's like that kind of, I do it for 15 minutes, and then whatever, I'll get up and go get a glass of water. Or, I'll look out the beautiful window, and the next thing you know, I'm kind of down that rabbit hole. So it throws off the time management. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's interesting, even though time management is my struggle, and I'll tell you, there have been times where I've forgotten I was supposed to be in a meeting. Not intentionally, absolutely not. I just totally forgot. It's on my calendar, and I'm old school. I don't have the bells and whistles like you have in my phone and ringing and pinging. I just can't do that, right? I'm straight old school. I write it in a planner, and there are just times that I'm working on some other projects and it gets away from me. It's something that I've struggled with even at school. I just think I'm a procrastinator, but sometimes that works in my favor. In school, I would, if an assignment is due tomorrow morning, best believe Raquel is working on it. When? Tonight. Okay. But that works for me. For some people, that would just send them into just like a frenzy. But for me, that works. But now that I've gotten to the point where I have different projects, I mean, really different projects that I'm working on, I know I've got to find a way that works for me. So, guys, tell me what works for you when you are struggling with, and we're talking specifically with time management right now. That's because that's what I started with, right? We're not talking about that all night. But I want to know, what is it? Do you struggle with time management? And if so, have you found something that works for you? But sis, while we're there, let's kind of define. I apologize. I have a cold or something, a cough. So let's define, what does it mean to, what's struggle? Define the word struggle, just in
So I've
case.
got, yeah, great. I pulled up a couple of things. So it says, what is the full meaning of struggle? And this says to make strenuous or
Mm,
violent efforts in the face of difficulties or opposition, like struggling with a problem, to proceed with it with difficulty or with great effort. And
mm,
this one I really, really love. It says to move about strenuously so as to escape from something confining.
wow.
So I really love that. What did you hear when you heard that one?
Well, what it sounded like to me is struggling may not always be a bad thing. I know how that sounds, but that's what I received from those definitions that you laid out for us. Sometimes struggling prompts us to think differently, to shift our mindset. It causes us to be creative, something that we may not think we are, or we have that skill or ability. But struggling, to me, there's a lesson, right? So because I struggle with time management, my lesson is you need to get better. And you may have to start adopting the bells and whistles that your sister has, as far as using the phone, getting better with technology, right? Wait, so let's do this. Karel, who is our guru and our engineer for this show, she actually wants to participate. So, Kirill, if you can just jump on real quick, what is it that you want to participate with? What do you want to add? What do you want to say? We want to hear your lovely voice. So come on. We can
And
let
we
you
do
on the
not care that
stage.
you struggle, that you have a child in the background.
I struggle with time every day, but it always makes me like a challenge. It's like I'm in a I'm in an Olympic joining a 100-meter dash. So I
Wow.
enjoy juggling my work from home, taking care of my son, doing the household and also working. Though it's really hard to manage the time, but it's very fulfilling to me as a mother, as a wife, and also
Mm.
a worker. That's it. Bye. Thank you.
Wait, don't
Thank
go
you.
anywhere.
That's
Wait, don't go
wait.
anywhere. So I want clarity for this, right? When we're on the show, when I'm not sure, I want clarity. So what is your struggle? What is, like, if you can just kind of put, I don't want to put words in of what I think it is. Give me what your struggle is. Say that one more time. What are you struggling with?
I'm struggling with time management like Raquel every day, but as months go by, as years go by, my son is already 3 years old, so I was able to cope up with the time. It's just that every day, almost every day, it's like the feeling that I'm the Flash, you know the movie, the Flash, and I'm in an Olympic joining a 100-meter dash
Got
almost
it.
every
Mm.
day.
Love it.
Wow.
Love it. That I felt, I mean, I literally can visualize it, right? Because I'm a mom too, and with a 7-year old, and Raquel is in, like, oh, please, Raquel's in like a million different businesses and volunteer opportunities. So we all have our own babies, whatever that may be, physical child to the baby that what is your passion, what your vision, what you're up to, right? All of us. And so it goes by in a flash, like it's tonight already, and
Mhm.
boom, it's like doing that 100-yard dash to have all of it done. Thank you, thank you, Carol. Guess that was
Yes.
just so beautifully. I can feel it. I'm like, I'm running with you. I'm like, yes.
I love how she phrased it though, right? She said, even though I'm struggling with time management and I feel like I'm running a 100-yard dash and everything just comes up and it's all in a flash and it goes by. But at the end of it, she said, but I make it work. I don't mind it because she loves being a mom, even though sometimes that time management with being a mom comes into play. But she's finding what works for her and she's finding the lesson in it all. It's about appreciation and it's about gratitude. It also is about shifting your focus. And as I shift focus for a moment, and we're talking about struggling and thriving, let's bring in the thriving part. And we have an announcement. Y'all ready? Say yes.
Wait,
Whoever's
I want you to
listening,
say,
type yes in the chat. You've got to encourage me in order to give you this announcement.
who's
If I
on,
don't see
who's on?
yes,
Right, yes, jump
say
on.
yes. But listen, guys, we have this awesome announcement. Rise and Thrive Together and Fear Schmear are hosting a webinar. Woo! If you are tired of the same old, you feel like you are in a rut, you are on that what's called the hamster wheel, we invite you to join and register for this awesome webinar. It's going to be a kick-ass webinar. I have to say it. I was going to say kick butt. I apologize if anyone is offended by ass, but sorry. It's going to be a kick-ass webinar. Tired of the same old. You are getting my sister Regina as a speaker. You are getting Patrick Richwood. We've had him on the show. You're also getting me. And we are going to be covering some topics to help you break free from the same old, same old. We're going to help you pivot your mindset. We're going to get you transparent in the way you communicate, not just to others, but yourself. And we're going to talk about community and getting a community that enhances who you are. Our webinar, October 14th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Early bird special up until when, sis? The end of this month?
End of this month. It's Eastern Standard Time, guys. And it is till September 30th, and then the price goes up. And one thing, when you click on, we also got a VIP special for you. That's like an after party with us. So that would be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., where we're only taking a certain amount of people. And that's going to be an intimate amount of time together with us. But it is going to be a party, guys. We are going to get you already clear about whatever questions you have from that, left over from the amazing webinar. We're going to get you in action. And guess what? I'm going to make a promise. She's going to make a promise. Patrick already made the promise. It is going to be fun. Because if anybody knows me, I am party girl. So it is going to be so much fun, super affordable. Get into that, click into that. I think it's scrolling on the bottom, but it's really simple. It's Rise and Thrive Together.com/webinar. Why do we make anything difficult? Go. Struggle. How do I register? Struggle. How do I find it? RiseandThriveTogether.com/webinar.
Absolutely. And we're looking forward to getting together with you and really and truly getting you to take action in the last quarter of 2023 so you can rock on in to 2024. Okay. So, guys, remember October 14th. 2023, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register early bird special until the end of September. After that, price goes up. Sis, let's jump in. We talked about struggle. We defined it. It impacted Kirill so much she came on air. And I'll tell you something, guys. She never comes on air. You've never seen her. She doesn't like it. She's shy, or so she thinks. But we absolutely love it that she wanted to jump in on this conversation. But let's look at the other side of struggle. Let's look at thrive. What does the word thrive mean?
Well, here's something cool before we get into. Well, you know what? I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to answer your question. Strenuous. I like how you were saying, it's to me a mindset. I'm not saying struggle isn't, quote, real. It's real because it's here, and it's our reality of what's struggling up in, what's we're making a meaning about it. And it can be, listen, at the end of the day, Raquel works out, I work out. If I'm going to go ask to be picked up, to pick up a car to do my workout, it might be a little bit of a strenuous, piece. We're not talking the actual. Really, we're talking about the mindset that really is the thing that limits you, and why that feels strenuous, why that feels so difficult, why that might bring up fear, overwhelm. So now we're talking about thriving, right? She's like, what is that, meaning of thriving? So thriving is to flourish. Thrive,
Hmm.
if it's like, basically it's saying to grow, right? So perfectly for us, we are about each other growing and expanding beyond this mind, beyond whatever this meaning is happening in our head. We're flourishing vigorously, and it's applied to anything from our mental health into our business to our spiritual health. That's truly what really what makes a person thrive is going to be my question. So, thriving is to flourish and grow beyond the limitations, the thought of what your capabilities are physically, emotionally, psychologically. And
Hmm.
that's what I have for that. But my question to you is, what makes a person thrive? Like, what makes you thrive? Now that you got it, unless you want to add something before you get to that.
Wow. That's a really great question. What makes me thrive? My vision, right? The vision that I have for myself in my life that keeps me pushing, that keeps me thriving. When you said the word thrive and gave the definition, I felt the sunlight on my face. And even
Mm.
though, yes, we have all these hashtags about the struggle is real, yeah, but why are we focusing only on the struggle? Why aren't we saying, you know what, the struggle is real, but so is thriving? And I'd rather be on the thriving side. I want to feel that. I appreciate the struggles that I have in life. I do. I understand them, and life is not smooth sailing. And I'm not trying to diminish people who really struggle with certain things, whatever it is that you're struggling with. I am in no way diminishing that. But I am saying that there is another side, and I get that we don't see that other side oftentimes because our struggle is so huge, it kind of puts a blinder on us. But I'm asking you to open up the blinder just a little bit and let in that little sliver of light, because that sliver of light is called hope. That
Mm.
sliver of light that comes through the struggle that's on the blinders, but we let it in just a little bit. That sliver of light is a way out, telling you there's something on the other side of this. But we just have to go through certain things in life to get the lesson, to pivot our mindset, to just change our state of being and just focusing on what's not working versus what is working. If we shift just a little bit, a quarter turn to the left or the right, just make a little shift. You'll see that the struggle after struggle comes to thriving, but you have to be open for that. You have to allow that to happen. So, yeah, I struggle, but I also thrive because my vision, I told y'all last time we met, billionaire status. So, yeah, am I going to have struggles? Heck yeah. But am I going to let them hold me down? Nah, you know why? Because I've got an amazing community. And when I get to the point where it's holding me down, I have people like my sister here, Regina. I can call her up. I'm like, hey, I'm struggling with this. And then she'll either go one or two ways. She'll love me gently or she'll love me with tough love. I never know which one I'm getting, and I appreciate both sides. So, my question to you is, when you are struggling, do you have a community that you can go to? Do you have that support system? Or do you have to just rely on you? Because if you have to rely on you, I'm here to tell you it can still work. But guess what? It'll be a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some great stuff in the mindset thriving that, as we're in it, because it's talking about this self-confidence, this self-reliancy, this kind
Mm,
of high and stable self-esteem. Research has shown that's what like a thriving mindset is. It's saying that's like when you're continually challenging yourself, you're challenging yourself to be expanding beyond your limitations, right? That mind or body, right? Or, spiritual. So that you like are more fulfilled, right? Like that
mm,
fulfilling, that thriving of fulfillment, that then that reward is fulfillment. That reward is the happier place. You're continually questioning. This is the part I love the most, continually questioning who you are, whether this is in line with who you want to be.
mm,
And that was like, ooh, right? Like constantly challenging yourself, like who I am in line with who do I want to be. It's very clear when Raquel speaks, right, of the type of mindset, we both come across as strong self-esteem, resilient women. And yes, we do have those struggling, low self-esteem, fixed mindsets. We are so far not from perfect. But what that piece of what we were talking about this webinar is going to provide the mindset stuff, the communication with self to ground ourselves. She talks about what she does every morning when she wakes up. She speaks out loud who she wants to be in the moment of now. She has a vision board on that. She has words on that. I have a journal on that. It is who we know ourselves to be. It just kind of, we have that
mm.
mind, which by the way, research has had 100,000 thoughts. It went from 60,000 to 100,000 thoughts
Wow.
a day.
That's a
That
lot.
that's a lot, making all of these meanings up. So no wonder we're struggling, right? So to have that thriving, we have to pull it toward us. Her why is strong. My why is strong. And it starts with us. And then we create the community. And again, don't be tripped up when I say community. Start with one.
Mm.
Start with one. It starts with one. Her and I, Matt, and it started with each other. And then where we are here, we are with you. If we have a private community of 36 people, we want that to have separate
She
communities, right?
right.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, because you froze. So I was going to say, she's saying that we want our community to grow, right?
Beyond.
And Kirill being so kind, she's sharing her community, and her community is her family, is her friends, is God, is all a part of her community. So sometimes, like I said, when you don't have someone that you can call, a sister, a brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, a family member that's not by blood, can always talk to whoever you talk to, that higher power, right? The universe, the God, whatever you refer to your higher power as, that's always a conversation that you can have. And here's the thing with that conversation, it's about just being honest and laying it out, right? We're not trying to look good. We spend too much time doing that when we're in public. When we're in private, are we still really trying to look good? Or do we want to be real and we want to get raw because we want to get past this? We want to get the lesson. We want to understand it, but we want to get past it. So if you're trying to look good in public and in private, info at riseandthrivetogether.com, because that is really and truly, all jokes aside, that's a conversation that we need to have. If you can't be real when it's just you, if you're struggling but you're like, no, I'm good, it doesn't matter, and then you go home and you're crying, you're sobbing, you're emotional, you're feeling, you're beating yourself up. It's not what we're telling you, right? When we talk about struggle. Sis, what are your thoughts in
I love it.
closing?
Yeah, before we close out, we want to give some hope to people, right? Because here's the thing, every single one of us struggle. Every one of us, every single day, have a mindset. I don't care who you are, you have a mindset. If it's a moment in time, in a minute in time, a day in a time, a week in a time. And here's the good news. Ready? Neuroscientists have found that mistakes for our brain growth and connectivity. And if
Hmm.
we're not struggling, we're not learning. So, yay,
Mm.
we are learning. Not only is struggle good for our brains, but people who know about the value of struggle improve their learning potential. Guys, I got chills. You get that? People who know the value of struggle improve their learning potential.
But
And
sis,
that,
let me say this. No disrespect to neurosurgeons and neuroscientists and all of that. But I said that.
yes,
I
I
said that
know.
at the beginning.
I
Didn't
know.
I say you get the
You did.
lesson?
Yes.
Now, I'm not a neuroscientist or none of that. I'm smart. Don't get it twisted. I just don't
Their
have that
potential
title.
growing.
It, but it's the lesson, right? Didn't
Amen.
I? I just
Yeah.
wanted to throw that out there. Just saying. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's why I wanted to bring it home, right? I wanted to bring it home. This is why we're good back and forth. She brings the real. I'm just bringing in, just in case the real isn't enough for you. There is the people out there that listen and need to know the facts. Here are the facts, people. If you need for me to send you the study, just write it in there and I'll send you the study, right? But it's out there. It's really out there. And that's why I'm super excited to say that for the rest of this month, we're bringing
Yes.
people like that on the show to share their struggles and show how it has supported them in their life to grow beyond that limiting belief.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
stick in for next week. Stick in because this person is no joke. I am so excited. So bring us home, sis. I can't believe it's over. It's like that
I
quick.
know. I am absolutely so excited for this conversation this entire month and the incredible guests that we have on coming on to the show. Next week, tune in. We are on for an hour. Did you like that? I held that note. I tried. Now I got to drink some water. We're on with our premier sponsor, Hal Eisenberg. Tune in regular time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you register for the webinar. disrupting the same old, same old. How many of you are tired of it? How many of you are sick and tired of being sick and tired? Let's wrap this baby up and put it to bed. Have the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, together we can rise and thrive. Till next time.